You'll have to excuse my appearance for now. I have a autoimmune disorder, which I've stated before, is exasperated by the heat. So the people around me have decided that it was more important that I get the drugs I need to live than to have air conditioning. These are the choices we make in America under the two-party system. I got the scarf on. I look like shit. My hair is falling out. And it is because I need to not only be ignorant of what just happened to me, but wait for another election. Because white podcasters say so. And the Democratic Party says so. And the hippies in the streets say so. They say that I need to be peaceful in my resistance. That is not going to fucking happen. Welcome to the Woke Socialist Podcast. It is almost 5 o'clock in the morning on the date of June 19th. Yeah. Anyway, the heat index tomorrow is going to be over 105 degrees. And it's going to be even hotter on Friday. Now, we are at a point in American society where folks need to wake up. Now, I used to say back on my Facebook page, when the second reign of Donald Trump comes around, if you white, you gonna be alright. And I was right. Because no white person that I know in the DMV is suffering anything close to what black, red, and brown Americans are. Not even close. Because they're still talking about some election. I cannot believe that people who see their neighbors starving are just missing the point. I need to give a shout out to Graham Plattner. Now, I can sit here and get pissed off about his tattoo that he got when he was 20 years old. And I can criticize his sexual misconduct, as people call it. Or what I can do is depend on him the way I have never been able to depend on any party since the day I was born. And I am 54 years old, coming to that realization. And the reason why is I just learned in a very short amount of time, as Donald Trump says, everyone who is on Medicaid in every state in January will be thrown off. Thrown the fuck off. Now they say there's going to be avenues of keeping your Medicaid. But those avenues have to be navigated through Social Security, which no longer exists in many states. Now, hearken us back to 2025, the last government shutdown, and black people especially did not vote in the last election. Black people especially did not raise their voices. Now, before you get on black people for not voting and raising their voices, I used to do that too. But now I've come to the realization of the okie doke. Okay? The reason why only 50% of black people vote in elections is because they saw something that I don't see. And most of those black voters are young. It's hurry up and wait over and over and over and over again. But I digress. During this last government shutdown, Chuck Schumer and every swinging dick in the Democratic Party got up on stage and said, "We did this so that we can save Medicare. So we can save Medicaid." And what was that salvation, you ask? That salvation was to prolong Doge cutting all programs that had anything to do with Medicaid and Medicare. And then, as of January 2027, cutting off everyone. This is what the Democratic Party bargained for, so that you could go back to your job that is now non-existent, so that you could save your dying parent or dying sister or brother like me for a few more months. The state of Maryland, where I live, and Democrats who support AIPAC, and the genocide of people in Gaza, voted for the big, beautiful bill. We had billions of dollars that they conceded to giving to ICE to kill us on our streets, so that people like me who cannot work have to find a job. Now, this job is not going to be filled in the United States of America, because there are no jobs for us. There are no jobs for disabled people that will meet the minimum requirements for standard of living. What we are going to do, some of you who are stupid enough to fall for this okie doke, are going to get a job, like they said, 80 hours a month, working at the Walmart. But you're going to be homeless, living in a tent. And then, every Democrat and Republican is going to help sign the bill that people like Jesse Dollemore and Brittany Page talked about, making homelessness a felony. And that concentration camp in Utah that they're building for homeless people that will work for free, you are going to be in it. I'm not going to be one of those people. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm getting the fuck out of here. I will pay no more taxes to the United States government. No more taxes to the state of Maryland. And because we did not turn over our voter rolls to the United States government and Donald Trump, even though states are the ones responsible for their own elections, our representatives are going to be all APAC. They're going to go with the flow. Meanwhile, like me and thousands of others, we're getting the fuck out of Dodge. Because we're tired of this vote blue no matter who bullshit. Now, if you're white in America, you going to be alright. You going to be alright. You can sit here and you can do damage control through your vote. We don't have that luxury. Because right now, I look like this. And I'm not willing to bet my life on white America again. The ancestors have spoken. And so has the Socialist Party. Now, before we go out of here, there are 7 days in Washington, D.C. Now, Donald Trump is going to hold his bullshit, and white America, even podcasters and all these people, it's just all over CBS and Paramount Plus. Okay, about the UFC shit that nobody can go to, and you gotta look a certain way to go to. But you're gonna get some dumbass black people and some dumbass white people that still want to celebrate American independence and 250 years of systematic racism and slavery on July 4th with a fucking hot dog on the mall. But I digress. Those of us who are sick of this bullshit will be there between the dates of June 28th and July 4th. Now, we might meet up with MAGA. We might meet up with agitators, white supremacists, and domestic terrorists that support this president. But what we will not do is be intimidated. What we will not do is be in Chocolate City on that day, the day that honors a system that enslaved the people that built that city, that white people who sat on their asses since 1619 claim as their own. We will not be gassed. We will not be punched in the face. We will not be intimidated. We will not be jailed. And we will not be assaulted and killed. Let me be clear that I represent all of the disabled socialists who have paid into the system that white America now benefits from on our backs. We're the first cut. We're the first to do without, not you. But between the dates of June 28th and June 4th, we're going to be, July 4th, we're going to be among our own. And we're going to be alright. Some of us might get hurt. Some of us might die from heat exhaustion. But that is nothing we are not used to. What you're not used to is voting against people who stand for the status quo and are comfortable in their homes waiting for their number to come, because your number's going to come. Don't think for one moment that the white supremacists don't want to get rid of Clarence Thomas. After he served like the head Negro in charge. Get the fuck out of here, man. We ain't falling for that shit. The worst thing going on in America right now against fascism is millions of people with nothing to lose. Your scare tactics don't work. Democrats who support genocide in Gaza and tell you vote blue no matter who because you don't have any choice, that does not work anymore. Vote or no vote. This is where you need to be. June 28th through July 4th. If you choose to stay home, we understand. However, do not expect another hurry up and wait. Do not expect to run for office with AIPAC behind your name, or data centers on your record, or big pharma like Hillary Clinton. Since the 1980s, the Nancy Pelosi's and the Hillary Clintons have been duping black people into thinking that they gave a fuck about them. Nancy Pelosi has been one of the greatest advocates for genocide in Gaza, while at the same motherfucking time standing next to my ancestor, John Lewis. Shame on you, bitch. I have no love for you. Absolutely none. And Hillary Clinton, after she benefited off of the black vote and made money off of books and lectures and so on and so forth, sat down with a fucking AIPAC Jew and advocated just recently for the genocide in Gaza. This is sickening. And you should not stand for it. Now, like I said, if you can't go somewhere and do something, nobody is going to be upset with you. But if you can, do so. Because I am. And I will be there for the 7 days in D.C. Because I live right outside of the DMV and I have no fucking excuse. Even though I'm sick as a dog. I have no fucking excuse. Because this shit here doesn't wash off. I can't join a party and kiss somebody's ass. Because I'm not white enough, I'm not yellow enough, or I'm not black enough willing to give somebody like Donald Trump a blowjob. And willing to sign on to a racist agenda. That is not how we roll. This is why Democrats will be the past, just like Republicans. Your shit is over. And I think the elections, the primaries, are not your big win and your blue wave. Because Democrats love to jump on the backs of somebody else's work, just like those white supremacists. But you know what it is? The work of people like Bernie Sanders and socialists and people who believe in America. Democrats don't believe in America. Not the corporate Democrats. Not your Cory Bookers. Not your Nancy Pelosi's. Not your Hakeem Jeffries. And I could go on and on and on and on. All they believe in is go along to get along so you get elected. I'm not an elected official. I am a 54-year-old, broke-ass, Native, Black, and white American whose family chose me over themselves. So now everybody's sitting in here suffering. This is what you do when you vote blue no matter who. So all you white podcasters, you can take that shit and shove it up your ass. You want to put your money where your mouth is? Take all your little podcast money and get your fucking ass down to Washington, D.C., June 28th through the 4th. I will be there standing, hopefully, if I can find them, with the Sons of Liberty. The rest of you motherfuckers, y'all tired as shit. I ain't got time to hang. This peaceful protest bullshit and let's do things, that's all some white shit. We about some other shit. We about some fight the power shit. If you can't hang, keep your ass at home. Some of us remember people like Abby Hoffman and Harvey Milk. There is one guy who was around back then. His name is Bernie Sanders. And long before you dumbass motherfuckers decided that even it was important to vote, this guy was getting locked up for black people. And getting locked up for Jews. And getting locked up for everybody. To have equal rights in America. When it comes to civil rights, before you say anything to me and you step up, and I'm in this position, and I have these health problems, and you want to tell anybody black, if you come from any other country, or you're white in America, we did ours. You got yours to do. So if you can't hang, sit down and shut the fuck up. This is the Woke Socialist Podcast. Have the day you voted for.